Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you how I made my floral top. I've been seeing this around and I believe it's a Brazilian celebrity who wore it, so someone from Brazil told me to teach how to make this. So the materials that you'll need are yarn, and as you can see I use different brands of yarn from Hobiam Yarns. All this yarn is from Hobiam Yarns. I use Katopu Organica, I use Catania, which is also 50 grams. I used Katopu again for yellow. I used Lauren Natural Baby for the blue flower. I used bamboo, Lamaya bamboo, for the red parts of the top. So basically I've just been juggling all this yarn, and you can find all this yarn on Hobiam Yarns. I'll be leaving their website in the description box below. So the hook that you'll need for this project is a 3mm crochet hook, and then you'll also need a darning needle and a pair of scissors, and that's all. And the colors that you're going to play around with, I don't know what options that you're going to go for, but just pick your colors wisely so that we can get a very colorful and bright top for our project. If you would like any of my pieces, you can visit my website, which is www.shylacrochets.com, and you can purchase any of my pieces there. So let's get started. So we're going to start by making the bra cup. You're going to start off with a slip knot. I'm using my bra cup color, which is purple, and you're going to make a slip knot. After making your slip knot, you're going to chain 16. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. So I have my 16 chains. You're going to hold onto the last chain, you're going to block it, and then you're going to chain 3 more. So 1 2 and 3, so that will make 19 chains. You're going to go into the 4th chain from the hook and place your double crochet, and then double crochet into the next chain, double crochet into the next chain, and continue to double crochet all the way down until the second last chain. So I've placed my last double crochet into the second last chain. You can see I still have 1 more chain, so I'm going to go in there with a total of 5 double crochets. So we've placed a total of 5 double crochets, all in the same chain, which is the last chain. So you're going to get your stitch marker and place it into the 3rd double crochet of the 5 double crochets, which is the middle stitch of the 5 double crochets. So you're going to go into these chains with 1 double crochet into each chain all the way down. Make sure you're weaving in the tail that we had on the other side. So it's here, I'm making sure I weave it in. So I've placed one double crochet into each and every chain on the back side of the chain, and now we are going to our row 2. You're going to chain 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. Turn your work, and you're going to go into the next stitch. Since this chain 3 is attached to the first stitch, you don't go into it. You go into the next stitch with one double crochet into the next, and continue to double crochet until you reach the second stitch, the stitch next to the stitch marker. So when you have one stitch left to the stitch marker, you can see this, we have one stitch here and then the one with the stitch marker. So the one before the stitch marker will get a total of 2 double crochets. Then you're going to remove the stitch marker, and into that stitch that had the stitch marker, you're going to place 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to replace your stitch marker into the middle stitch of the 3 stitches, like that. And then into the next stitch, you're going to place 2 double crochets, like that. And you're going to continue all the way down, placing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch. So 1 double crochet into each and every stitch all the way to the end of the row. So I'm placing my last double crochet into the turning chain, on top of the turning chain. So this is how your work will look like. So row 3 and onwards, we are just going to chain 3, turn our work, and repeat the same exact thing that we did for row 2. So 1 double crochet into each and every stitch until we get to the stitch before the stitch marker. So this is the stitch before the stitch marker. You're going to place 2 double crochets, remove your stitch marker, and replace it with a total of 3 double crochets into the same stitch, and then put your stitch marker into the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets, then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and then for the next stitches you're going to place only 1 double crochet into each and every stitch all the way down to the end of the row. So we're going to repeat this row, and I'll be letting you know how many rows to make for each size. And this is not gospel truth. You can go ahead and add more rows or make less rows depending on the fitting that you want for your top. But this is these are the rows that I make for my orders. If you feel like you need to make more rows, please go ahead and make that. So okay, so I finished working on the number of rows that I needed for the size that I'm making, which is a small. So you're going to chain 3. So I did 7 rows altogether. You're going to chain 3 after making the number of rows that you need for your size. Then place 1 more double crochet into this first row. So far we have a total of 2 because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Now you're going to place 2 double crochets into the next row, 2 double crochets into the next row, and repeat that all the way across. This is the row that's going to go to the base of our bra cup, where the lower strap is going to be laced into. So 2 double crochets into each and every row. So since I had a total of 7 rows, I have 7 on this side and 7 on this side because we were working like this. I should have a total of 28 double crochets at the base of my bra cup. So I'm placing my last 2 double crochets into the last row, and this is how the base of my work will look like. After this, you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn, and then pull through. So this is what the bra cup looks like. So you're going to go ahead and make a second bra cup, just like me. I have this finished, and now we are now going to go ahead and make the flowers that are going to be placed onto the bra cup. So this is one of the flowers that's going to go onto the body of the bra cup. Then we shall have another one somewhere here, and then we shall have another one at the top here. So I'm going to show you how to make these flowers. So for the flower, the very first round is going to be made of another color, and then the second round is going to be made of a contrasting color. So we're going to make the same exact flower. You're going to start with the middle color, which is red, and you're going to make a magic ring. And then you're going to make a chain of 3. So that chain 1 just fastens off, and now you're going to chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and into this magic ring you're going to place a total of 15 more double crochets to make a total of 16, since the chain 3 counted as a stitch. So these are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have a total of 16 double crochets. You're going to pull this tail to close up the magic ring, and then you're going to go on top of the very first chain 3 and place your slip stitch there. Then you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn. So that's the end of the first round with the first color. So next you're going to get your second color. Mine is here. And you're going to make a slip knot and attach this color into that stitch where you place the slip stitch, into that very first stitch. Attach your yarn, and then you're going to make a chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So after your 7th chain, you're going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook. So this doesn't count as a chain. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And into the 3rd chain, you're going to make a double crochet into the next chain, double crochet into the next chain, double crochet into the next chain, and double crochet into the last chain. So you should have a total of 5 double crochets and then the chain 2 here. So we have the chain 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to skip the next stitch, which is this one, and go into the next with a slip stitch. So that forms our very first petal. Then you're going to chain 7. You're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and into the 3rd chain you're going to place your first double crochet and double crochet all the way down. So after skipping your 2 chains, you should be having a total of 5 double crochets. So the 2 chains are here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after this, you're going to skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next. And that forms our second petal. We are going to repeat this, chain 7. And then double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook and all the way down. So we're going to repeat this all the way around until we get back to the first petal, and I'll show you how to wind up this round. Alright, so we are working our very last petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook, and this is our very last double crochet. Now after this, you're going to go into that stitch where the yarn was attached, where that white yarn comes out of, and you're going to make a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 1 and cut your yarn, pull through, and now we are going to get rid of these strands, and I'm going to show you how. We have 2 strands of white, so you're just going to make a double knot for that. For the white, for the second color, just make a double knot and then you cut. And then for the inner color, we have 2 strands, but you can see they are apart. They are not as close as the white ones. So we are just going to make the first knot a bit loose so that we don't tamper with the circular shape of the red. And then the next 2 knots should be tight, 1 and 2. And then you're going to cut your yarn. And you're going to go ahead and make several of these. you're going to have 6 of them. So there's the yellow, red and yellow, you're going to make 2 of them, and then we have white and blue, you make 2 of those, and then red and white, you make 2 of those. So you should be having this, so that 3 of these will work on the first bra cup, and then the 3 of these will work on the second bra cup, so that we have something identical. If you want something that's different, then you can go ahead and choose your own colors. So we're going to go back to the bra cup, and then we learn how to attach these petals onto the bra cups. Okay, so this is how everything is going to look like after. Don't mind the beep in the background. I'm recording something on my camera. I hope you can hear me clearly. You're going to get your darning needle, and then you're going to get your main color of yarn, which is purple for me. That's the background color, the color that was used for the bra cup. Then you're going to thread it into your darning needle like that. So make sure it's long enough, and then you're going to cut your yarn. We're going to start attaching these flowers onto the bra cup. So let me take this away. So I'm going to make sure I place them exactly how I want them to look like on the bra cup, and I'm going to go down, come back up, leave a tail, and then I go in and out to close off that petal like that. And now I'm going to go down and up, but grabbing the next petal. Hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Make sure you're grabbing the next petal in place like that. Then go down and then up, grabbing the next petal. Like that. Okay. So go down and up, grabbing the next petal into place. And then go down and then up into the next petal like that. Then go down, up into the next petal, and go down and up into the next petal. Now we're going to go down, up, up into the next petal like that. Then you're going to go down and then up into the very first petal that we attached like that. So after this, you're going to go down after the petal and you're going to turn your work and make a knot at the back. I know this is not the neatest way to do it, but it dissolves the color at the back of the bra cup, especially if you're going to pad your bra cup, so this doesn't really matter. So after that, you're going to cut, and this is what you'll have. You can see the lines running from one petal to another at the back, but that doesn't matter because the right side of the bra cup is very neat. So we're going to go ahead and do that for the next petal, which is going to be placed here, and then the next petal, which is going to be placed at the top. So just continue doing that. Make sure when you're pulling on your yarn, you don't over pull to change the structure of the bra cup. Sorry. Alright, so this is how the next flower will look like on your piece. So go ahead and attach this and do the same on the second bra cup, and I'll meet you back to do the final touches of the top. So we're now going to get our main yarn, and this is going to be the final row. I'm going to work on one of the bra cups. This is how everything turned out. You can see the flowers are not falling off. They are attached at the back. So we have the bra cup here. You're going to get your purple color, and you're going to make a row of single crochets around. So we are attaching our yarn in that double crochet row that we had at the base, and placing 2 single crochets into the same exact space. Now the next single crochets are going to be worked in between the double crochets, so in those spaces between the stitches, just go in there with 1 single crochet into each and every space between the stitches, all the way up until you get to the top part of the bra cup. Make sure you're working this on the right side of your work, because this is our very final row. So when you get to the top of your bra cup, I'm still going until I get to that space after the middle stitch. So you can see the edging is more defined. Now after this, you're going to chain 3 and double crochet down into the same space. Then chain 3, double crochet in between this space between the 2 double crochets, because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Then chain 3, double crochet down, and continue to do that until you have the straps that you want. I'll be letting you know how many segments of this strap that I did once I get the length of the strap I want for my top. So this is how the strap is going to look like for now. Continue doing that, chain 3, double crochet in the space between the 2 stitches below, and I'll meet you back at that point after. So I've done a total of 35 segments for my strap. Now I'm going to chain 3 and single crochet into that space, the space between the 2 double crochets, then chain 3, single crochet into the next space, and go all the way down doing that. This is going to thicken our straps, and it's going to take us back to the body of the bra cup so that we can work on the opposite side of the bra cup using the single crochet stitch, just like we did before on this other side. So continue to chain 3 and single crochet into the next space all the way down up to here, and I'll show you what to do next. So I've made it all the way back to the body of the bra cup, and I've placed my last single crochet in this space. Now I'm going to chain 3 and single crochet into the space after the next 2 stitches, and continue to just single crochet in between the stitches all the way down, just like we did on this side. We are doing the same exact thing on this other side. So when you get to the downer part, you're going to just place 2 single crochets into that row of double crochets at the base of the bra cup, and then you'll chain 1 and cut your yarn, and you're going to do the same exact thing for the second bra cup. This is how your bra cup will look like. So do the same exact thing for the second one, and I'll meet you back to show you what to do next. Okay, so after working on both your bra cups, you'll have something like this. So you're going to get 2 straps of your yarn, 2 strands of your yarn, sorry. And you're going to make the strap that's going to go at the base of our bra cups. So you're just going to make a slip knot and make a normal chain that goes around the rib cage area. So just one normal chain. You can see when you use 2 strands, the chain is going to be a little bit thicker. So I did a total of 200 chains altogether for the lower strap, and now we're going to start putting it through the base of the bra cup into that row that we created at the base of the bra cup. So we're just going to skip two rows and then going in and out. Two stitches, sorry, not rows. Like that, and then you're going to do the same on this side. So after putting this strand through, you're going to get rid of all your loose ends. I've already done that. You're going to use your darning needle and get rid of all that strands that are lying around your top. And this is basically it. I hope you guys had fun making this one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.